Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. For those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to be talking about the best business credit cards to build business credit fast. And here's the thing about it. All banks are not created equal, okay? And the reason I'm saying that, when you're trying to get business credit funding and large lines of credit, okay, it all depends on the financial institution and in terms of where you start at. Now, the things that we're going to talk about is going to really help you enhance your business credit file to help you get access to more funding. Okay? Now, here's the thing about it. As I was talking about, all banks are not created equal. And I always tell you guys, when you set up your company, the very first thing you should do is choose the right bank. Okay? And the reason you want to choose the right bank, because of who they report to, because it does matter in terms of if you want to get higher lines of credit. Okay, that's very important. So that's the reason that I keep hammering this, because I think it's very important once you understand the leverage that you have when building a relationship with these financial institutions. Now, another thing, again, is in terms of net 30s. I know a lot of people, they're trying to build their business credit off of net 30s in order to get funding. And I keep telling you to build a relationship with the banks. Now, that being said, and I'm not a fan of investing in a whole lot of net 30s, okay? It's a waste of money. The reason that I'm telling you all, when you set up your corporations, okay, the money that you have, you put it into your business bank account, and then all you need is maybe about 4 or 5 net 30s, all right? And so we're going to talk about some of those, but another key element to you getting access to funding is making sure that you're doing the weekly deposit. Now, I know a lot of you guys that's been following me, this is something that you've heard me say over and over, but for you newbies, this is a game changer for you, because I know a lot of you guys been in these business credit programs for a year, 2 years and stuff, and still haven't even got a business credit card yet. You make it to the second tier because you got about 12 or 13 net 30s, but still can't get a business credit card. And you're trying to understand why. Now, I'm going to tell you one more secret before we get into this, so I want you all to pay attention. In reference to Dun & Bradstreet, 95% of the time, financial institutions are not worried about your Dun & Bradstreet. Do you hear me? They are not worried about your Dun & Bradstreet or Paydex score. They're looking at what's your relationship. Do you have other accounts with us? How long you been with us? These are the things that make a difference, okay? So in reference to a whole lot of net 30s to get a 100 Paydex score or 80 Paydex score, I'm not saying dismiss it, because if you run a restaurant or food truck or janitorial type of business, net 30s help. But in terms of like with a Dun & Bradstreet and you're trying to get funding and stuff, I would say continue building a relationship with your financial institution. Possibly at least adding one of those financial institutions I've shown you, all right? Now, that being said, talking about these net 30s, okay? You have a business T-shirt club, right? So they have an annual fee of $69, but they report to Equifax, CreditSafe, and Sonia and Quatora, okay? Then you have ECREDITBLE. So if you have utility bills, they're the ones you want to use for like your utilities and stuff. One of the things about it, I know a lot of people, they say, well, I got to go get a virtual office, and I keep telling you guys, you don't necessarily need a virtual office, and I'll tell you why. So maybe you can understand this, and hopefully you appreciate this. Because virtual office addresses have been recycled so many times, when you create your business credit file and you use that virtual address, sometimes your information can mix up with somebody else's information, okay? And by it doing that, if they have negative items on their business credit file, it can end up on your business credit file. So that's one of the reasons that I tell people to use the home address, okay? So that's very important, right? Then you have creative analytics, all right? With creative analytics, they have an annual fee of $79, but they have trade lines that go from 1,000 to 10,000. Then they have trade lines that go from 1,000 to 12,000. All right, but it's all about you want them to report. That's the most important thing, right? Then you have Quill. No people like don't worry about Quill. No. Get Quill. If nothing else, guys, I'm telling you, leverage Quill as much as possible. Okay, granted they only report to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian, but hey, get Quill. If nothing else, you want to make sure you have Quill. Okay. Then you have NAV. Now NAV have two different accounts, right? They have the Business Boost and the Business Loan Builder, but they report to Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. And the cool part about it is, in terms of NAV, you not only get access to your business credit file, but they also give you access to your FICO 8 credit score on Experian as well, okay? Then you have Wise Business Plan. Now, this does not state that you have to buy a business plan from them, but they do have an annual membership of $99, okay? You have to buy at least $97 worth of products, but they report to Equifax, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Credit Safe, all right? So, like I said, you only need 4 or 5 of these reporting. So, make sure that you deposit the money into your business bank account and then purchase these items. So they are actual real business expense because it's startup capital that you're taking to start the business. So it's a tax write-off, all right? Now, some easier cards if you have bad credit. We're going to talk about the other credit cards, but I want to talk about these cards because if you have bad credit, but you're actually already making revenue, I'm showing you some of the easier cards to get. So you have Capital on Tap, at least $30,000 in revenue, which is about $2,500 a month for 12 months, okay? Then you have DIVVY. DIVVY has 2 components. You have a line of credit. If you have bad credit, then they'll offer you their business credit builder. And I always tell people to get it because of the Small Business Financial Exchange they report to and Dun & Bradstreet. The main thing is you're trying to get as much data on your business credit file as possible, as much positive data on your business credit file as possible, okay? Now, let's talk about some of these credit cards, all right? This is very important. I want you all to understand this. All right. Now you have American Express Delta Business Card. All right. Here's the thing about it. With American Express, I always tell you if you already have a personal credit card with them, then it makes it much easier for you to apply for business credit cards because they don't do the hard inquiry. Now the AMEX cards that I'm showing you that are probably the easiest to get for your business, you have the AMEX Delta Business Card. Now, AMEX pulls your Experian FICO 8, okay? But you can apply for it with only your EIN, all right? And the average credit score is a 660. But some people have gotten AMEX cards because they've been with AMEX for a long time. The credit score has been lower than that. Now you also have the AMEX Blue Business, okay? This is all Blue Business Cash because it's an easier credit card to get for your business. I'll tell you one other card that you, or two other cards, you want to look at their co-partnered cards as well. Your co-partner card, like your Marriott, Bonvoy business, your Hilton, those cards on the business side, the co-partner cards, those would probably be easier to get for your business as well. Now, talking about Chase. Now, here's the reason why you want to consider Chase. All right. Granted, Chase has that 524 rule, and sometimes they can be challenging or whatever. But if you're able to access a Chase business credit card, now I'm gonna tell you this: the credit files I've been seeing lately, Chase has been pulling two FICO scores. So they may pull your Experian and your TransUnion FICO 8. Okay. But with the business credit cards, like with this business preferred, they start at 5,000. Okay. Some people, if you have a stronger credit score, then they may give you 25,000. But stating that, making that statement, that's the reason I said, like with these banks, even like with American Express, I would open up a personal account and a business account, right? And making weekly deposits. That's how you get the larger lines, because they see that you're actually banking with them, okay? Now you also have the Chase Business Cash, again, where people are like, oh, you got to have a perfect 700. No, that's not correct. You probably can, like I said, 680, 700. But again, the longer the relationship, they may be able to give you a card with a lesser credit score, like around a 660 with Chase, okay? So they are a stickler, but I have seen people, credit scores that were around the 660 get qualified for the Chase cards, okay? Chase business cards, all right? So that's important because of who they report to. All you want to do is at least get one of these cards to start reporting. See, with American Express, they report to Small Business Exchange, okay? And by them reporting to Small Business Exchange, Dun & Bradstreet extracts that information, okay, for them to try to sell you more of their products. But AMEX does not report to Dun & Bradstreet. They report to Small Business Financial Exchange. It's the biggest player, okay, in the game, especially when you're trying to get like loans from SBA and things of that nature. That's the reason that I tell you guys is that, sorry guys, I'm looking for my rabbit, making sure I don't step on her. But nonetheless, with American Express, they report to Small Business Financial Exchange. The good thing about Chase is because they report to multiple credit bureaus. So that's what you want, because when they're pulling your business credit file, they're looking at how many accounts are reporting. And actually, I'm going to break down in terms of each business credit file so you all can understand how this is relevant in terms of you getting access to more funding. Now, Capital One Spark Business Cash, all right? Here's the interesting thing about it. They pull all three credit bureaus. They will pull your FICO 8, and I didn't even edit that, guys, so my apologies. They pull your FICO 8, but they will pull all three credit bureaus. However, you could, I wouldn't tell you to freeze, but I would tell you to block. You can block a couple of your credit bureaus so they can only pull from one. All right. Now, here's the interesting thing about it, that Spark Business starts at $2,000. Okay. And so the first year, it's no annual fee, but the next year is a $95. Okay. The average credit score, again, by me not editing this, the average credit score for a business card like this, people said it was 700. Nope. You can get this card what I know for certain with a 680 credit score, okay? Then, if you can't qualify for that card and you're trying to build your business credit, then you definitely want to look at the Capital One Spark Classic business, because all you need is a 580 credit score. Now, understanding again that they may give you a low limit. They may give you maybe 300 or 500. The big mistake that most people make is that they won't use the card. They get this business card and won't use it, but not understanding all positive data helps your business get access to more funding. So even if Capital One doesn't give you more funding from what you expect, the thing about it, because they're reporting this data, you can go through other lenders that may give you funding. Another thing about, let me back up a minute, because another thing that you guys need to know is that with American Express, they're all about the numbers, okay? Now, that's very important. So when you're applying for business credit cards, personal credit cards, you need to include, if you're married, make sure you include your spouse's income. If you have a 401k, all of that stuff is included. Now, another key element to this that I want to tell you guys that most of you all may not know is, I always tell you to either, if they have a branch, go inside. Now, we know American Express doesn't have a branch. So if they don't have a branch near you, then I would tell you to get on the phone and give them all your data points over the phone so they can help you qualify. So if something doesn't go through while you're on the phone with them, they can contact their underwriters department to see, even if they give you a lower limit, then it may still be worth you making a phone call so that you can at least get into their system, right? Now, if you have more questions about business credit, personal credit, needing to remove some items off of your personal credit and you just don't know what to do, then I need you to click the link in the description and set up a one-on-one consultation, okay? So this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. Thank you for supporting me.